Thank you. I believe in the power of sharing, and I would like to share with you why. My story begins with our next-door neighbor, Genelva, who loves to cook. At least that's what we assumed based on the delicious scents coming from her kitchen whenever she was cooking. Now meet my husband, Jan Tij, who loves to eat. Often he looked at me regretfully when he saw what I had prepared for him on his plate while smelling whatever was simmering in Genelva's kitchen next door. So we went and asked Genelva if she would share her meals with us. It was a little awkward at first standing there, but luckily for us, she reacted with great enthusiasm. So that next Saturday, we walked up to her front door with a few euros in our hands and some plates. And after a nice chat, we returned home with some delicious pumpkin soup. We discovered several great benefits of sharing. First, of course, that homemade meal that you maybe could not have made yourself. But second, sharing is a great way to get to know your neighbors. And third, cooking for more people is more efficient, and so less food has to be wasted. From that moment on, Genelva cooked for us on a regular basis. And we were so passionate about sharing that we decided to build an online platform to enable people from all over the Netherlands and abroad to do it. That was a year ago. Now, over 40,000 people share food with their neighbors through our platform. Every evening, around 400 strangers stand in the kitchen of one of their neighbors to share food. Sharing is contagious. Since we started sharing food, I noticed opportunities for sharing everywhere. And I believe you all have a lot to share as well. Let's see hands. To the cars. Who of you owns a car? Okay, almost everybody, right? Did you know that on average, a car sits idle for 23 hours a day? Why not share it? I don't love my car as much as the prior speakers do, so why not share it? Another question. Who of you has a book at home that you have already enjoyed and probably won't read again? Hands. I guess everybody. I have tons of those lying around the house. Probably those books still have value to someone else. Why not swap them? Last question. Who owns a ladder? Hands again. Take a second to think back how often you used your ladder in the last year. I used ours only twice. Why not just borrow one from one of your neighbors? We all have a lot to share, that's clear. There's even an entire sharing economy going on. One of the beauties of this sharing economy is that access trumps ownership. You don't need to own everything yourself that you want to use. Sharing is not new. We've been sharing since the beginning of mankind. But now sharing is taking place on a much larger scale. And this sharing economy is stimulated by some key drivers. Of course, economic depression. People have less trust in big companies. There's an increasing awareness of environmental concerns. And there's a renewed need for local community, more we and less me, me, me. And then, of course, there is online technology, which enables trust between strangers and matches supply and demand with an efficiency never before encountered in history. These are all important factors to explain the growth of the sharing economy. But I believe there's more to the power of sharing. Even when the economy picks up, and hopefully the planet is saved, sharing will still be big. There's a psychology behind sharing that's so counterintuitive that we tend to forget. Are you ready? Sharing makes you happy. The mere act of sharing can really brighten your day. In the case of our home cooks, being able to contribute something meaningful to someone else by sharing your passion for cooking, the satisfaction you get from all the thank yous, the unexpected meetings of new people, and of course for our foodies, being able to eat a delicious meal without having to cook yourself. One of our home cooks, Kim, sent me an email. She says, sharing food guarantees a positive day. I cook for my neighbors once a week, and I know even beforehand that that evening I will go to bed feeling happy. Or Stefan, another home cook. He says, when neighbors come for their food, my kids, Janno and Luca, can't wait to open the door and invite the neighbors into our kitchen. I am very proud of my kids when I see how much they enjoy being hospitable towards our neighbors. And then there's Ilana, a Russian home cook, living in the Netherlands for 13 years. She says to me, for the first time, I feel at home here, because I can contribute to community and get to know people living in my neighborhood. She was able to reduce her antidepressants after cooking for neighbors for only 2 months. Whoa, talk about the power of sharing. Sharing makes you happy. I will go one step further. Even thinking about sharing makes you happy. While thinking about sharing, the reward system center in your brain is activated, and that lovely chemical dopamine is released. The same stuff your body creates when you're having sex. So, if we all spend the next minute thinking about all the things that we will share this coming week, and it can be everything, we will all leave this room with a big smile on our faces. Thank you very much.